So I just recently bought one of my first Louis Vuitton wallets called a pocket wallet. I wasn't even gonna make this video, but you're gonna be super surprised with what I have to say because it's not what you think I'm gonna share. Now, a lot of the times I never post this stuff because I think it's super cringy, because how are you gonna post about something that is literally a piece of fucking leather with a V and an L? I think that's really weird, but I told myself I was not gonna post this video if I didn't have a lesson behind it. So a few weeks ago, we hit another record month in sales. I decided that I allocated a lot of money towards ads next month. And then I said, look, I have been doing pretty well. I never splurge. I never spend my money on stupid shit. And I actually have been looking at this wallet for a minute. It's called a pocket organizer. I forgot which one it's called. But the lesson here is that it relates to reality transurfing. For those of you guys, I've been talking about this book on the channel so many freaking times. And it's almost sick how many times I'm talking about it. But the lesson behind this is that a lot of times we don't feel like we're worthy. And I want to tell you guys this because I don't blow my entire budget on stuff. I actually spend most of my money on education, on books, on mentors, on coaching and stuff like that, and going back into the business as well through ads. So I don't really have a lot to actually splurge on. The entire point is to make the business as lean as possible. And I'm not at the point where I can drop $30,000 a month on something. Like, I can't do that. And so I think it's very fair to say that these principles that I'm about to share with you guys are extremely crucial into understanding about how to even get nice things, but how to feel like you're honestly worthy of getting nice things. So a lot of times we have to understand that I was raised in, I'm not going to speak too much on it, but I was raised in sort of an environment where it was like, these things are for people who are very classy, very wealthy, very like over the top, and this is super hard to achieve. And this stuff, even though it's literally orange, it's an orange piece of paper. Like, it's literally just a piece of paper. It's super hard to get, super unattainable, super like, super bougie and stuff like that. That's how I was raised. And so it was a little bit of a limiting belief, even just getting this, because I was raised in an environment where this stuff is seen as negative. Yeah, you don't need it, of course, but the entire point of having it is just like, oh, you're going to spend your money on that? Like, you're not there. And so I was always told, I feel like growing up, like, I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I got to wait my turn. And so this was sort of a testament to myself. And the message behind this is, you're freaking there. And before I even bought the wallet, I let it sit in the cart for a while. And it was, it's a designer wallet. It was over $500. It was like, pretty standard. And so I let it sat there and I was like, do I feel like I'm worthy of this? And I kept on thinking to myself, like, well, what if you like this doesn't mean anything? And I kept on thinking that, I don't really need it. And it's like, yeah, I don't need anything. But the entire point of me getting this is to also play a factor in what Vadim Zeland also teaches in this book, which is, in order to feel like you're worthy of class, you have to accept that you're worthy of class, and you have to allow yourself to be worthy of that class, whatever you want to call it. And so I feel like a lot of times, like, we won't even fly, if you have somewhat of a budget to even spend on flying first class, like, you won't spend first class because you're like, oh, I'm just not there yet. Or like, that's for people that are XYZ. We put so many parameters around shit that is like crazy. Like, there's 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds who are like, buying a Louis Vuitton is crazy. Like, that's abnormal. Like, that's for like the elitist group. And people honestly think like that. But I wanted to shatter that limiting belief in my head, because I'm not going to sit around and run my life, run my business, and operate myself around other people's norms. The last thing I'm going to do is listen to what other people have to tell me about a specific thing that I feel obligated for. And how am I supposed to be around? Like, how am I supposed to get a nice car in the future, a really nice car? How am I supposed to upgrade to obviously like other nice things, not necessarily monetary, but just have a lifestyle to where I have the ability to treat myself right, treat myself in a good class? How am I going to feel able to do that stuff? How am I going to feel worthy to do that stuff if I can't do little things right now? Like, if I can't feel like I'm worthy of this, the one objection I had into buying this was, I don't feel like I'm worthy of it. And it's like, dude, what? And then I reminded myself, I took a deep breath, and then I kind of scrolled through my YouTube channel, and I was like, is my decision going to align with what I teach? Is my decision going to align with what I say here on social media? Is my decision going to align with what I do? And at the end of the day, it's like, I teach, and I literally show you guys in other videos, things like that, of like how to do different things with business, how to get over limiting beliefs. And I helped out a lot of people. And I realized, I looked through a lot of my comments and I was like, yeah, I think I'm worthy of it. And so it becomes a matter of fact if it's like, it's not that it's this pedestal, you put it so much on a pedestal. It's not so much that you're not worthy of it. It's so much that, are you going to allow yourself to be that? Like, are you going to allow yourself to do it? And so I was really stuck with sort of understanding if I'm even, worth it, or if I'm even supposedly allowed to do this type of stuff. Because I think growing up, it was kind of like voodoo. Like, whoa, that's pretty damn expensive. That's crazy. And so with that being said, I went ahead and ordered it, and it was a great decision. I do not regret my purchase at all. And honestly, the leather smells like gasoline a little bit. Just kidding. It's good. It's fine. Nonetheless, I want to make this video because, not to tell you guys that Louis Vuitton is overrated, but because I have a lesson underneath that. I have a lesson as to why I actually bought this thing, and it's not for the splurging. I don't even post this on social media. This is the first time it's actually going on social media, but I'm not one of those guys where like, I'm gonna get something nice, I'm gonna like take a picture on it for IG and be like, yeah, like I'm not gonna do that shit. I'd flex books more on Instagram than I'll flex anything with this, and that's a fact. So with that being said, this stuff is a lesson. The reason why I got this is because I wanted to show myself that, I'm closer to my goals than I realize, and that just with the necessary steps, the necessary actions, I'm already there. And so in my head, I already know where I'm at. It's just a matter of time before my intention or my reality catches up with my intention. And so that's kind of how it relates back to reality trend surfing, because you are worthy of nice things. You are worthy of the thing. And so understanding that we are already at our end goal while still pursuing the next step is going to be key to feeling like you're already at the place where you want to be. And it's going to speed up the process into already getting there in this 3D reality. This book is absolutely amazing. We have 40, 50 pages left to read. I just ordered Blue Ocean Strategy. So I'm going to get back to reading probably a book a week, just because they've been super helpful lately. I'm reading like now a little bit higher level books than I used to read, like other than Rich Dad Poor Dad and Think and Grow Rich. But anyways, that was kind of the video. I appreciate you guys watching, and